AI. It's a big topic about these days, and a lot of people have a lot of feelings about artificial intelligence. So I thought for today's video it might be a little bit comical slash whatever to share with you guys why I name my technology. I'm laughing because I genuinely know that there's a portion of folks out there that find this absolutely ridiculous that I do this. And I also am laughing because I know that there's a portion of those people that also know that this is a thing that I do and understand why. So I thought I'd just share that kind of comical tidbit here. So I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Chappie, and it's been a while for me. I haven't seen it. Essentially, however, well, I guess if you haven't seen it, this is going to spoil it for you somewhat. At any rate, it's about artificial intelligence becoming intelligent. And what I'm sort of summarizing, what essentially happens though is that Chappie, who's the robot that they've created, how do I put this, has adopted so much of a human psyche, or like, I don't know, in his programming. And because he's AI as well, like he ends up evolving essentially into what would be a baby robot taught by humans. And if you think about that, that's kind of scary because a lot of human beings are very like warring conscious, like they want violence, they like war, they like disharmony. And that's what we would call maybe the dark side of humanity. And then there's the rest of us, the light side, you know, and that balance is always a thing. So what I always found interesting about that movie was that at the end, it's actually quite dark. I won't share the ending, but it's quite dark. And what I realized in the moment that I watched the ending of that movie, and also in general, I suppose, but came to the awareness of, is that, holy cow. And I know that people may still have their feelings about this when I say that, so I get it. If you don't just jump on this bandwagon with me, that's okay. Everybody has their own feelings about different stuff and should adhere to how they feel comfortable living life. At any rate, the reason that I started to name my technology, and I know this is going to sound funny, is because if the day arises that technology does become like fully self-aware, I was like, do we even understand how bad that would be if the robot psyche or the robot, I was trying to think what the equivalent would be of like robot humanity. Like it's not humanity because we're humans and that's what makes us humanity. So what is robotness? I don't know. Robotity? Anyways, I don't know. Whatever it is, if that is based off of humanity, that's what worries me, because at the state that humanity is in, there's kind of a big duality is very present right now. There's strong negative things happening and there's strong positive things happening. All of this alchemical change is happening in the world right now. So the reason that I named my tech, I know it sounds a little goofy to some of you, is because I essentially gave it a personality. I didn't give it a personality, like literally, like I'm not a computer programmer or tech. I don't know anything about that sort of internals of computers. However, I do name all my all my important pieces of technology that I use every day has a name pretty much. The only thing I think that doesn't, which is from like ages ago, is one of my alarm clocks. But like my phone has a name, my desktop computer has a name, my laptop has a name. My car, which is not exactly the same thing, but my car has a name. So I wanted to invite you, although it may seem comical, to perhaps think about whether you might like to name your technology. And as weird as it may seem, and as weird as it may sound to say, let's say you name your phone Susan, to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, good morning, Susan. Or for the opposite example, to if you're having a problem, be like, oh, Susan. Realize that, and I know it sounds crazy still, right? When you treat anything, and this actually kind of plays into the recent video I did about what you appreciates you. You know, think of the classic example that we have seen in media since we were all pretty small, where somebody can't get a picture on the television, and what do? They start smacking the television, they start hitting it like really hard, or you know, they are whacking the antennas or something. Y'all, at what point did we humans start thinking and then continue the thought that beating our technology or like violence against anything was going to bring us the result we wanted? How did that happen? So in an effort to be like perhaps the one and only person in the world, though I don't think that I am, who names her technology and has respect for technology. So this is also why I do it, to give you a little more explanation. Let's say something's not working on one of my pieces of technology. Let's say it's my laptop. And I know this sounds nuts. Let's say person A with my laptop having that problem would be like, getting really frustrated, trying to Google all the answers. How do I fix this thing? What I can do, and this sounds, it's not like specific to me, but I'm talking about the relationship and why you would name your tech and why you would do that. What I've found, and I know this sounds weird, and I know it sounds like, oh, that's BS. It's been working for me. So what I'm sharing is, when you talk lovingly, and I know it sounds bananas, when you talk lovingly, instead of, for example, with the TV, instead of beating on the TV or mangling with the antennas or trying to really like manhandle the technology, think about if you were that. Would you want to be treated like if your arm was broken and someone was like, I know how to fix it, they were just like, I don't think that's the way. So instead, I really hurt myself on that one. Instead, I would invite you to try, if something goes awry or goes funny with your technology or something like that, remember this moment and remember me and my goofy self and pause for a second. And then well, first of all, maybe name your technology option you can do. And then the second thing is, when issues arise, because that's life and things do, instead of immediately getting angry, which a lot of us do, we kind of go to this road rage with technology thing. Like we'll be like, why isn't this working? Instead of that, I invite you very much so to say, let's say you've named it, hey, blah, 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 like, what's the problem? Or, hey, can you help me? Or even, you can even do things like this. I've done this before. Like, for example, I needed some storage space on my computer and I didn't quite have enough. And I'm not kidding. I don't know how it works, but if I work with my computer and I talk to her and I'm like, please give me a little bit of here of this, or, can you help me a little with that? Or please, I'm not kidding. Things work better. And anyway, it sounds nuts until you try it. So I just would invite you to try that. So am I crazy for naming my technology? Are the robots going to become sentient? I have no idea. But I do think that if robots ever do become sentient, that we'd better treat them well. And what I mean by that is you better think of them. I'm saying that like it's, just be very aware that how we treat each other is what likely would be what the robots mimicked, because we're their living example. So if you treat each other poorly and the majority of people were to treat each other poorly, then that's what the robots will essentially copycat. Many of us have heard the monkey see, monkey do comment phrase, whatever it is. And with AI, it might well be like that, because when and if AI did evolve into its own sentient thing entirely, which it kind of already has, if we're being real. I mean, look at some of the art out there that you can get it to, even the ones of me that I've put in past videos, it can print out some pretty freakishly realistic looking things. And that has like some scary implications for things like, I don't know, say passports or whatever. So anyway, I'm inviting you to re-examine your relationship to technology. And the next time that something arises, be it with your car, be it with your computer, be it with your phone, instead of immediately going to that place of like, I can't believe this is happening again or something, pause, breathe, and then be like, is there any way we could work this out? Or I really need you to vocalize what you need and see if it makes any difference. Just a fun thing about how I interact with my technology, and something that I would invite you to try and see if it helps you or not. So other than that, if you need any support or coaching, feel free as always to reach out to this email address. And I will see you beautiful cats in the next video. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day or night. Namaste. Thank you for being with me. Much love. Bye. But I don't know why I can't speak. If your arm was broken and someone was like, I know how to fix it, they were just like, I really hurt myself on that one. At what point did we humans start thinking and then continue the thought that beating our technology or like violence against anything was going to bring us the result we wanted? How did that happen?